Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to be discussing very briefly some incoming mail, a counterfeit stamp which is on this particular envelope here, which is something I've never encountered before. An update on sorting the German stamps that Daniel St. Marie sent me. And just a little bit of a catch-up, really. Last week, Thursday, Friday and Saturday was the virtual Stampex. Now, I didn't get much chance to look at anything on the Thursday due to being at work, but I did get a chance to log in on the Friday, and I don't know if it was what I was expecting, and on some levels it didn't really meet up to what I was expecting. I just thought it'd be a lot more interactive once you were there. You had to go and find things, and the dealer sites were all there, easy enough to spot the dealer booths. If you wanted to, you could chat with the dealers. I had a couple of brief chats, nothing of any great consequence. I didn't record anything. I didn't record any material whatsoever over the virtual Stampex. Now, there were auditorium talks which are still available, and some of those were interesting. They're going to be available for quite a while, I think, so you could go back and have a look at those. But by far the most interesting aspect of the virtual Stampex was what was known as the round table discussions, and these were essentially 20 people sat in a chat room discussing a particular topic. Now, these were hosted by a individual. Graham from Exploring Stamps did one. I didn't attend that one. I wasn't able to due to being at work at the time it was being held. But on Friday, Richard Philatelist, who has a channel here on YouTube, I don't know if you're following, and if you're not, I hope you are, because he's very interesting producer of content, and well worth looking at. I'll post a link to his channel in the description of this video if you haven't seen Richard before. I've exchanged emails and chat with Richard several times and sent him some stamps, and yeah, nice guy. So he had a chat on Friday which was entitled How to Make YouTube Videos. Now, still being a new guy on the block, I thought I'll go and have a look at this and see how Richard does what he does. But interestingly, quite a few names that we recognise popped up on the round table. Graham from Exploring Stamps was there. Philatelist, I don't know if anybody is aware of Philatelist. I did do a video on John from Philatelist and his Patreon packs of stamps that he sends out every month. John was on there. Trying to think who else was on. Forgive me, I can't remember off the top of my head who was on, but yeah, I had an interesting chat. So it was nice to chat with Richard and with Graham. Yeah, it was really good fun. Saturday was the coronation of King Charles III. I watched the main parts of the coronation ceremony. Rather sad to see that the flyover couldn't take place due to the low cloud over London. It was planned to be roughly around 80 plus Royal Air Force aircraft, which would have included the Eurofighters, the Typhoons, the F-35C Lightnings, some of the like AWACS type surveillance aircraft, some of the large transporters, the World War II memorial wing, so probably the Lancaster, a couple of Spitfires and a Hurricane. But yeah, sadly that was cut short, and the only thing that was able to fly at low altitude was the helicopters. So we had the Apaches and other supporting helicopters, and the Red Arrows, due to their aerobatic capabilities, they were deemed safe to fly at low level. So yeah, that was rather sad, but that's Britain for you. The weather here today is still wet. Today's Monday. It's a bank holiday. We've been off work today. I'm off for the rest of the week, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, I thought the ceremony went well. I thought it was very inclusive and very different obviously different than previous coronations. You know, the addition of the other faiths with representatives from, you know, the Muslims, the Sikhs, Jewish faiths being present and being included in the, you know, in the actual coronation ceremony, you know, like by handing over some of the particular garments and items. So I found that to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a tough predecessor to follow as Charles. You know, his mother was, I think, a fantastic woman, and you know, her dedication to the role as monarch, and you know, her life dedicated to service. Yeah, I think she's a lot for him to live up to. So let's hope he continues, you know, in his mother's mould. You know, the heir to the throne now that Charles is on the throne is William, his eldest son. And William seems quite a well-adjusted fellow. You know, he's done his military service. He's done campaigns for mental health. It seems very candid and very, just, I don't know, a little bit more in touch with the people, I think. I think he'll make a really good king when his turn comes. But yeah, all in all, you know, it was I think Britain does that kind of thing really well. I don't think anybody does it quite the same. You know, the pomp and ceremony of the parade, and you know, the military. I mean, every country has a military, and you know, and has fantastic parading skills. But I think there's just something, whether it's because I'm British, I'm an Englishman. There's just something that really makes me feel proud when you see those servicemen and women just marching, you know, not missing a beat, everybody in absolute step with each other. I just think that, you know, they're fantastic, and they really are the best in the world. That's my personal opinion. So you know, please don't take any offence from that. So anyway, moving on to the incoming mail. The other day, I got some post through the door, but I also got this card from the postman, and it was a fee to pay. So this is essentially a postage due, because I'd actually wondered what happened to the postage due stamps, because obviously they're not in use anymore, and this is the new way of doing it. So what you need to do is, using that reference number, go to the website and pay Royal Mail fee to pay, enter your reference number, and pay the postage. Now I knew it was one of two things, but I didn't know which, and as the amount was, where is it? £2.50. I thought, well, I'll make the payment. And then the following day, this arrived because I had to rebook the delivery because I couldn't take delivery until I'd made the payment, which made using debit card. If you can see here, it's got an insufficient postage label, and it says counterfeit stamp. So if you look at this stamp up here, this is a Royal Mail first, signed for. Now, I haven't compared this to one of the originals, but one thing I will say is that this does have security overprint. I don't know if I can see it in the light. Let me just see if I can. So it's obviously quite a well done copy, and it's fooled. What I did was I messaged the eBay seller. This is an item from eBay. I messaged him. I can see it there now. The Royal Mail security overprint. No, it's not showing on the camera. I mustn't have enough good light. I've not got much natural light coming in. It's rather grey and dismal outside because it is early evening at this moment in time. So I messaged him, and he said he was really sorry, but he'd also had another person. He'd bought some booklets of stamps to use for postage, and he'd had several messages from people who'd received this same scenario that I was in. So he refunded me the postage, which I thought was absolutely fine. That's all I just wanted him to be aware that he was using fraudulent stamps. So anyway, yeah, so that's how postage due works these days. You get the card through the door, you make the payment with a debit card over the internet and rebook the delivery. And then, you shout at whoever sent it you with the insufficient postage. So anyway, what we've got in here is, I bought this for one particular stamp because I've got most of these. They're all fantastic looking stamps, by the way. These, you know how I love my Edward VII. These are Natal, South Africa, George VII stamps. Now, I've got all of these already, but the one that I was after was this one here. As you can see, it's a bit larger size, and it's also a larger denomination. This is a £1 stamp. Now this and others in this series are quite expensive, and I've been trying to get this. This is one that's been on my radar for a bit. There are still some others outstanding. Some of them I'm probably never going to get. Things like the £20 and the £10, because they are not cheap. But yeah, I couldn't find this for anything within my budget. It was always like £30, £40, and it was actually cheaper to buy this whole card, including the £1 stamp, than it was to buy that anywhere else. So I think I paid just over £20 for this stock card, and it's given me some nice duplicates. I can never have enough of these Edward VII bicolour stamps. As you know, I pap on about these quite a lot whenever I come across them. So yeah, really pleased to get hold of that. So that's another one for my South Africa collection. Really glad to get that. And an interesting little tale to tell as well with the dodgy dealings. These are from China, apparently. The guy said he'd bought these booklets from China. Now, he'd contacted eBay and reported the seller. And apparently the guy sold thousands upon thousands of these booklets. So yeah, if you bought any discounted booklets of stamps off eBay, Royal Mail, you know, caveat emptor, buyer beware, because well, to be honest, you won't be able to use these for much longer, because once we get to the 31st of July, these will not be acceptable stamps. Oops, what am I doing, throwing my tweezers about? You know, you have to use the data matrix Machins or the King Charles stamps from that moment on. So these will all become demonetized and redundant. But yeah, just beware if you bought any booklets from eBay, especially from China, that you may be using counterfeit stamps. I wonder if they've already started looking at forging the data matrix stamps. Now, I know that on those, every single data matrix barcode is individual and unique, so I'm guessing that's going to be quite easy to spot. You know, if somebody has to replicate, you know, try and generate brand new barcodes for every single forgery. But who knows? Anyway, moving on. The other thing to come in was this little miniature sheet. Now, this is the miniature sheet to celebrate the coronation of King Charles, a new reign. His Majesty King Charles III, a new reign. 6th of May 2023. And there's 4 stamps on here representing the coronation, diversity and community, the Commonwealth, and sustainability and biodiversity. Now, as if by magic, I have 2 of these, and the reason for that is one of these, this particular sheet here, is for one of you. So it's a surprise giveaway. I've not announced it on the title of the video. You'll also get with this a set of the King Charles definitive stamps, and also a set of the lower value Queen Elizabeth data matrix Machins. So yep, another giveaway. And all you need to do to enter this one is type the word King, K-I-N-G, in the chat, in the comments. I'll leave it open for a week, and next Monday, Tuesday, I will select, using the random comment picker, a winner, and get those sent over to you. Now, today, all I've been doing is sorting stamps and going through catalogue. This is my Germany catalogue, my Stanley Gibbons. As you can see, I put some little page markers in here. DDR, I've been through some of the DDR stamps. There I put the von Hindenburg. I was looking at the von Hindenburg stamps, amongst others, which are in this. This is a binder with using stock pages. This is a temporary home for these stamps. What these are the glassine envelopes that came with that fantastic bundle that Daniel sent me. So what I've done is I've started laying them all out in here so I can actually see what I've got, rather than just have them all bunched up in those glassines. And wow, all I can say is these are fantastic. I really do like these German stamps. I mean, look at them. I'm not sure what, you know, these are all mixed up. I've just opened the glassines up. They're not in any particular order. What I've done with these is where you've got a mint and a used, I put the used copies to the back or to the front when that's all there is. But yeah, these, I really like this set here. Then here's the aforementioned von Hindenburgs. Let me get a nice one of these out. Let's see if I can get one that isn't really heavily cancelled. So yeah, this is Paul von Hindenburg, who was the president of Germany from 1925 till his death in 1934. It was Hindenburg who gave Hitler the title of Chancellor, but this was only after being convinced by Hermann Goering, who was quite well respected because of his flying skills and his you know, his performance in World War I as a pilot. Von Hindenburg reluctantly agreed to give Hitler the title of Chancellor. Now, he was 85 when he died, and a well-respected figure. He'd had a long military career. The Hindenburg airship, which famously exploded over New Jersey in 1937, I think it was named after this particular man, Paul von Hindenburg. Now, I don't know if you recall the other day when I was going through those glassines, I found these with the black border, and I did say I really liked them. Now, rather sad to find out that these were the in memoriam version of the stamps. So yeah, I wasn't meaning to like the fact that he was dead. Now, there was only 5 in the glassine. I did actually buy this 25 denomination from eBay, this blue one, to complete the set. So there is a full set of 6 there now. But yeah, I really do like these stamps. We've got over here at the top, we've got airmail stamps, and then down here we've got the hyperinflation stamps from the 1920s, and this continues onto the next page. Just fantastic. These stamps look brand new. They're 100 years old, and they look like they were printed yesterday. And then got various other sets. Must apologise for the glare. Again, I've still got all those other stock cards. This is purely and simply what was in the glassine envelopes that I couldn't freely look through. And again, not sure what these are at the bottom here. They all have Dienst mark against them. I've not had a chance to look them up in the catalogue, but I intend to do that. And then this last page here, it's just a random smattering of different sets. I think these are just like single stamps from different sets. And what else I've been doing, I've also made a start going through my stamps that are from countries that I don't collect. So what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks is probably highlighting those on the channel. I'll just have some glassine envelopes, and I'll be offering those to any viewers who want them. It'll be a first come, first served. I'll ask you to email me with the name of the country that you're after, and again, yeah, first come, first served. What I'm thinking of doing for this, and I hope that you don't mind, is because I could end up with about 20 to 30 different countries here. Now, they're going to be just a random selection. I'm not going to be showing you the contents, so you are just taking a punt and saying, yeah, I'd like those stamps from Israel, or those stamps from Pakistan, or wherever. I'm thinking of having the buy me a copy link just to help contribute to the postage when I announce those. So I hope you don't mind. Don't feel obliged to do so. It's just if you're in a position that you could maybe donate, you know, the price of a cup of coffee, just to help. You know, if I've got 30 envelopes to post overseas, you know, that's £60 postage for me out of my own pocket. So just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to be carrying on sorting the German stamps out, and then I'm going to be putting little labels on these with just a slip of paper that says what year and what era they're from, and then I'll start looking at consolidating these into the proper home, which will be the stock book. So this is just a holding area for these stamps at the moment. So yeah, really enjoyed going through these today and everything else. This is what all I intend to do this week, is just tidy up my collection, get things sorted, get all my loose and envelope stamps into stock books, and I think I've got enough space for pretty much housing everything once I've got those glassines sorted for the stuff that I no longer need or want. So yeah, right, so I'm going to end the video there for today. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing if this is your kind of content. You know, I only intend the channel to grow from here on in. It was really encouraging speaking to people at Stampex. And again, some of the comments I keep getting from viewers on my videos, really encouraging, and I'm so glad I started this channel. It's done wonders for my mental health. It's opened up a whole new world of it's another social way of I'm trying to think of the words for it, but it is, I treat this as a social thing. You know, it's not just me, it's me and us and the community, the viewers, you know, especially viewers that I'm kind of constantly chatting with via email or whatever. It's just I think it's just really fantastic, you know, that these are avenues that weren't open to us before. You know, up until last year, I was a solo collector. You know, it was just me sat at home going through my stamps, going through catalogues, going through eBay, going through forums maybe. But yeah, this is a nice interactive medium, and long may it continue. So I hope you all have a good week. I'm going to be doing another video later in the week. I'm not sure what the content will be, but I'll have time on my hands this week for sure to do that. So thank you for watching. Take care, keep warm, keep safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.